Alright, you guys, so today we're actually going to be fixing a problem on the Matrix, which is a problem I did not think I was going to have to fix. But take a look at what just happened. As I've been driving this car for the last couple of weeks, I noticed the other week that the air was getting a little warm. So I ended up just buying one of those cheap recharge kits. I ended up buying one of these, and that pretty much failed instantly. So I started making a video about that, and like 15 minutes later, I noticed a puddle was all on the ground, and pretty much all the refrigerant had leaked, and I kept hearing a little hissing noise because it was just slowly coming out of there. So what had happened, I was looking, I kept hearing, well, the leak was coming from around this area on the ground, and I kept looking around this area, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but there's a spot right here that has some like flex tape or duct tape or something, and you can see right next to it there is a rub spot. So I'm gonna assume that this hose was rubbing up against that, and they temporarily fixed it by putting some type of seal tape or something on the car. So today we're going to be replacing that whole thing, recharging the AC system, and getting this AC blowing nice and cold. So as you know, I live in Florida, and it is starting to get hot, but it's not super hot, so it's tolerable with the windows down. But summer is approaching, and definitely going to be hitting temperatures of 90 to 100 degrees shortly. So let's dig in. We're going to replace that whole pipe. I ordered that, as well as I got all the equipment to pull the vacuum and recharge the system as well. So I do want to give a big shout out to Vevor for supplying the vacuum pump and all the stuff I need to do this project, because otherwise I would not be able to do this stuff on my own. So, but today we're going to be using the vacuum, pulling out. Obviously there's no refrigerant in here, so it doesn't matter because it all leaked out. We're going to replace that line, pull the vacuum, make sure we have no other leaks, and then refill it with refrigerant. So let's get started. Alright, so looking at everything, it comes with the vacuum pump, some oil for the pump, and then all of the gauges for the high side, low side, as well as all the cables and connectors. So they make this pretty simple as a kit, so if you guys are interested, I will put links down below to everything for this. But as well as I picked up some R134A refrigerant. You can just buy that at Walmart. I did 20 bucks for 2 cans of that. Should be more than enough for this car. So let's go ahead. We're going to have to pop off the light, potentially the bumper, and then feed that line out of here and replace it. And my new line is right here. So anybody needing to replace this, there is the Toyota number. There is no aftermarket solution for that part, so I had to order that straight from Toyota. It was a little over $100 depending on which Toyota you order it from. Some were like almost $300. That one was about $110, I believe, with shipping. So, but for now, we're going to want to take this out. We have to disconnect that connector. We have to replace this. This line goes all the way to the back over there to some other connector, and then down to the, I believe that is the condenser. So we'll have to just unbolt that and then undo that clip, and we should be good to go to take this out. Alright, that's one way to take it off. So now that I have the headlight out, you can actually see it's like there was some duct tape and some other tape that they tried to fix this with. And I don't know if it's just with me driving and the engine just getting really hot, but this tape just became not sealing anymore, so it stopped working. So now, like I said, this line should be pretty easy. So it looks like there's a bracket right here that we're going to take off. There's a 10 millimeter, I believe, right under here. And then again, I'm not sure how this clip works back here, but there's a clip back there that we got to somehow take apart. Just got this AC line out. Wasn't terrible. The worst part was probably getting that clip off on the back over there. I guess if I did a little research, there's actually a special tool that you're supposed to get from Toyota. I think it's like a $20 tool or whatever, but I did not have that and I did not realize that. So there's, when you're looking at this, there's 2 holes here, and then there's going to be 2 tiny holes here. You can see I kind of forced them open just a little bit because I was using a pick, but this clip's closed, and then you need to press this down in order to release it out of here. So, and I just use pretty much just a cheap Harbor Freight pick, and that came off, and it just pretty much spring loaded, so it comes off pretty easily. Then I just rerouted it. There's a bracket here that holds on where one of the cables are at. It goes on right on the bottom here. So now I got to take this sensor off, put it on the new part, and then we'll be good to squeeze this back in. So it is a little tricky getting this out, but a little maneuvering and a little bit of flexing of the pipe. You probably shouldn't be bending this because it'll probably break very easily, but it is flexible a little bit in certain areas. So that way you can kind of flex it and move it, and then it'll kind of spring back. So it's very easy to bend though. So let's swap over those sensors and then feed the new one in. I just took the new one out, kind of overlaid them. You can kind of see that the factory one, well, they're both factory ones, but the original one was kind of bent, especially over here, because I think that was more where the accident was, and I think that's where all the rubbing happened. So, but overlaying them, I mean, they're pretty much identical for the most part. Like I said, those hoses are very flexible, so if you need to maneuver them like an inch or so one way to get them around something, they should be perfectly fine. So let's throw that new one in. I just cleaned up the sensor as well, so I got that all cleaned up, and I was just going to put a little bit of thread sealant on that, just a little, just to make sure I don't leak anything. So it does have an O-ring. It looks to be in okay condition, so it's not stiff, it's not like dry rotted or anything. So I'm just going to use that same one. I wish I had some O-rings laying around, but I do not. So, but it shouldn't be an issue. But let's feed this one back in and start taking a vacuum on this. I got the new line all in. I did have to bend this bracket a little bit to get the screw from underneath to line up, but other than that, everything came in pretty good. This does look like it's slightly bent. It's probably supposed to be straight, but I'm gonna leave it the way it is because I feel like if I bend it back, I might crack something on that condenser. So I'm just gonna leave it there, and hopefully there's no leaks. But yeah, you can see how much farther this is now from that. So this definitely had gotten pushed in and was rubbing up against that. But everything over here fed in fine. There's a clip right here that clipped in, and then it just feeds over, screws in to this bracket from underneath. It's actually an 8 millimeter screw underneath here, and then it comes in, and then there's a 10 millimeter with an O-ring that you just slip over there. So I'm gonna put the new clip on that, and then we'll try to figure out how to use this vacuum and get this AC blowing perfect and cold again. All right, so I'm getting everything set up on this vacuum pump. So pretty much kind of match all the colors together. Once it comes to these valves that go onto the actual AC lines, one is a high pressure, one is a low pressure. The low pressure will not fit on the high pressure side, and the high pressure side will not fit on the low. This one's too small to fit, and then this one is too big to fit. But these will just connect. You'll pull up, push down, and then they will snap on. This one's a little hard to get on by one hand, but